This skill book had been sitting in the demon god's treasury for 300 years, completely forgotten. But the moment that man saw it, he chose it without a single second of hesitation. That is because he awakened the only hidden class, Dark Blade Master, which can upgrade any S-rank sword skill to SSS rank. Turns out, this is a world where everyone can log into a game. While everyone else was busy watching the opening cinematic, I took the chance to skip the animation and rushed to the starting village to snatch up the quests. After entering the beginner village, my starting equipment was literally just a pair of pants. I turned my head and noticed an NPC standing right behind me. I immediately ran over with a big, friendly smile. "Hey, old-timer, is there anything I can help you with?" But instead of being happy, he just looked at me with total disgust. That immediately pissed me off. "You old geezer, who do you think you're looking down on?" He then pointed toward the village entrance, telling me to go over there and kill a shlee. Me to prove what I'm made of. System notification. Do you accept the quest? Prove your strength. I shouted at the top of my lungs, yes. It's just a low-level slime, why wouldn't I take it? I pulled a beginner's club out of my inventory, and whacked it right on the slime's body. But I only dealt 5 points of damage. However, what I never in a million years expected was that this slime could actually hit me for 50 damage. This makes zero sense. This slime's damage is actually 10 times higher than mine. I'm smart enough to know when to pick my battles. So I hurried back into the village. After hiding in a safe spot, I pulled up my character status panel. I couldn't believe my attack power was only 2 points. No wonder I couldn't deal any real damage earlier. I glanced around and saw there were still no other players. They're probably still stuck watching the opening cutscene. I have to figure out a way to break this deadlock before they arrive. Soon, I spotted a village guard. I jogged over and asked if he could do me a quick favor. He just said, no. I definitely didn't see this conversation coming. Is the starting village really this hostile toward new players? This guy opens his mouth and immediately tries to shake down you adventurers. You'd better focus on how to survive a slime's attack first. I wouldn't help you even for 10 gold coins. But I'm not just refusing to give him those 10 gold coins. I'm actually haggling him down from 10 gold coins all the way to just 1. Look, I'm the only player around right now. If you're not interested, I'll just go find someone else. That really wiped the look off the man's face. The village chief promised there'd be crowds of people coming through. He was dead set on charging a sky-high price. And yet, here we are, not a single soul in sight. After doing the math in his head, he finally caved to my demands. Listen, adventurer, how exactly do you want me to help you? I smirked to myself. You're just an NPC. Did you really think you could play me? And so, I managed to learn basic swordsmanship from him, as well as the basic combo skill. After everything was done, the soldier let out a long sigh of relief. Alright, adventurer, I've taught you every single thing I know about the blade. Now, cough up the gold. I gave him a slow nod. But, you see, I've just arrived on this continent. My assets haven't exactly transferred over yet. I can write you an IOU, though. As soon as the funds clear, I'll pay you back immediately. When he heard that, the soldier was absolutely fuming. Fine, in that case, we're making a formal contract. If you don't pay me back within 1 week, then I will hunt you down to the ends of the earth. A system notification popped up. Do you want to accept this contract? When it comes to taking the perks now and paying the bill later. That's exactly the kind of deal I'm always happy to take. 10 minutes later, with this new set of gear, my attack power and defense have both doubled. But even so, this equipment is still just the lowest, white grade, stuff. My stats are looking decent enough now. Time to go find that slime and settle the score once and for all. Just at that moment, the thunderclouds roared above as the wind began to howl. Then, several figures suddenly flickered into view right in front of me. In the blink of an eye, a whole crowd of players appeared right before my eyes. My face immediately went dark. Looks like they've all finished watching the opening cinematic. I didn't waste another second. I rushed toward the edge of the village, ready to slaughter some slimes. My attack power had jumped up quite a bit this time. 2 quick slashes, and I shaved off 50 points of its health. On the flip side, the damage it dealt me was way lower than before. I couldn't help but let out a little chuckle. My defense had clearly skyrocketed. With a swift whoosh of my blade, I sliced that slime right down and finished it off. Man, this feeling is absolutely amazing. I actually landed a critical hit for 66 points of damage. Just as I thought, it really does come down to your gear and skills. I didn't let a single one of the remaining slimes escape. Before long, I hit level 2. My health also went up by 100 points. After a short while, I had already finished off all the slimes outside the village, and returned to turn in the quest. The village chief looked a bit surprised to see me. Well, it seems there are still a few adventurers with enough brains to actually reach the level of us locals, he muttered. When I saw that the experience reward was only 20 points, I felt totally cheated. Seriously? I said, not hiding my annoyance. Don't you have anything actually challenging? His expression stiffened immediately. Well, I do have something. But would you actually dare to hunt down the 10 great demon lords? Quest difficulty. Triple S rank. Failure penalty. Being hunted down by the Holy Alliance. Paying 10,000 gold coins to the old man as a fine, and a penalty of -50. Time limit, 1 week. Failure penalty. Level drop of 50 levels. I just stood there, completely stunned after reading that description. This old geezer is clearly trying to screw me over. But I took the quest anyway. Look, the penalty for failing this is insane, I told him. You've gotta give me that mysterious heirloom of yours first. The village chief didn't even hesitate, he handed the heirloom right over. But in the back of his mind, he was thinking, go ahead, once your reputation drops by 100,000, you'll see. Being hunted down by the entire faction of Light. With just 10,000 gold coins, he's making a massive profit. Right after that, I received a quest from the demon god. The time limit is 1 week, and the scroll I'm holding is the Wrath of the Fire God. It's an S rank item. It can deal 5 million points of fixed damage. Uses, 1 out of 1. 3 hours later, I'd hunted down 4 or 5 black wolves. My level finally hit level 7. I was planning to log off and get some rest. But then, I spotted the silhouette of another wolf up ahead. Taking a closer look, it was actually a demonic wolf king. A bronze tier boss. It's level 12. The description reads description. It was originally. But before up until now. Using undead magic to hold back the forbidden tide of outsiders. In an instant, I charged forward at lightning speed. I have to level up now, while the other players haven't discovered this place yet. At that exact moment, the Wolf King spotted me. Its attack speed is incredibly fast. With just one strike, it dealt over 200 damage to me. Just as I was getting ready to strike back, my right arm was suddenly bitten by a little wolf pup. I immediately grabbed the pup's neck with my left hand. Right when I was about to toss the little thing away, I noticed the Wolf King's body shudder. It looked really tense, almost anxious. And that's how I found its weakness. The next second, I held the pup in front of me, using it as a shield while I relentlessly attacked the king. Whenever he tried to strike back, I just shoved the pup against my chest. After over 2 hours of wearing him down like this, I finally managed to kill him. Every player suddenly saw a massive notification window pop up. Player, Yi Zhong Han Shui, from Eastern District 1, has successfully slain a bronze tier boss. Every single player was completely shocked. Most of them haven't even made it out of the starter village yet. In an instant, I was flooded with hundreds of friend requests. But I just blocked every single one of them. Just as I finished off the Wolf King and was about to check my rewards, I felt a sudden, icy chill creep up my spine. I whipped my head around to look. And there he was. A necromancer had actually appeared right behind me. He was staring me down, his eyes colder than death itself. HMPH, so it's just another small fry adventurer, he sneered. In the next heartbeat, his aura exploded with terrifying intensity. It clicked. He had to be the one mentioned in the Wolf King's lore. That legendary necromancer. Looks like a seriously high-level boss just showed up. But honestly, I wasn't even slightly afraid. Because I still had one final ace up my sleeve. First, I let out a heavy, fake sigh, acting like I'd completely given up and accepted my fate. But before I die, I said, I hope you can grant me one last request. Hearing that the adventurer had a final wish, the necromancer actually seemed to get interested. I asked if he could let me see his current HP. Just so I could admire the sheer power of a dark gold rank entity. Inside, the necromancer panicked. Damn it, my current status is a total mess right now. How the hell could I ever let him see it? He decided he'd had enough talk. He went straight for the kill, unleashing an undead skill. But I was ready. I instantly whipped out my forbidden scroll. There was no way his health was over 5 million points right now. The necromancer's heart skipped a beat. This kid, he really was hiding a trump card. I can't believe it, a real forbidden spell scroll. I beckoned him with my finger, a smirk on my face. Listen, if you don't want to die here, then show me your status panel right now. And while you're at it, hand over every single treasure you've got. The necromancer started cursing like a madman. Don't think I don't know what you're up to, you little brat. You're just scared that my HP is higher than that scroll's damage. And the nerve, you actually have the audacity to try and extort a necromancer while he's down. If you've got the guts, then go ahead, tear it. Well, I wasn't exactly born yesterday. You think I'm bluffing? Watch me. The worst that happens is I lose this account. I don't care. By now, cold sweat was pouring down the necromancer's face. If only I were in my prime. I certainly wouldn't be afraid of a measly forbidden spell like this. But right now, I really can't say for sure if I can hold myself back. He reached out instantly, cutting off my movement. Look, kid, just what exactly do you want? Hearing that, a cold smirk curled up on my lips. It looks like he's actually scared. Still, this NPC's intelligence is surprisingly high. I cut straight to the point and demanded items and equipment. Give me the gear, and I'm gone. But he told me he couldn't just hand them over. Give me free items or gear for nothing. Because this world has its own set of rules. Finally, he made a proposal. He wanted me to become his disciple. and he'd teach me the swordsmanship of the dark faction. Right then, a system notification popped up. If I agree, it means I'm betraying the faction of light. I stared at the quest, completely shocked. The warrior class only has a 3-star growth potential. But then I saw the stats for a dark swordsman. It actually has 5-star strength, and even a 6-star rating for speed. Compared to this, the warrior class is just a joke. I have to admit, I'm starting to feel tempted. Besides, the description of this dark class fits my vibe perfectly. So, I agreed right then and there to be his student. The moment I joined the dark faction, I was hit with a permanent loss of 100,000 reputation points. Slowly, my body began to change. A dark, heavy mist started swirling around me. Once I transitioned into a dark swordsman, my basic swordplay and basic combo skills evolved into dark swordsmanship and frenzied slay. Then, the master gave a light flick of his staff. I shifted from my dark swordsman form back into a human. Unfortunately, I can only stay like this for 3 days. After 3 days, I'll revert back to the dark swordsman form. Unless I can reach the gold rank, or higher, only then can I fully control my human form. Master gave me my first task. I have to kill 100 adventurers or natives from the faction of light, just to prove where my loyalty lies. But I should keep in mind the warning about the goddess of life. You've officially joined the dark faction now. And once you're dead, there's no coming back. No respawns. Great, I feel like I've just walked straight into a massive trap. I mean, who plays a game with only one life? But my mentor did leave me with some good news before he took off. Even though I've lost the goddess's protection, I've gained the blessing of the demon god instead. After that, I logged off. I needed to get some proper rest. When I hopped back into the game the next day, I realized I was completely surrounded by other players. Is this really the price for joining the dark faction? Actually, for me, this might just work out in my favor, since I can now gain experience points just by taking out other players. These guys are nothing but level something newbies. I can one-shot them with a single swing of my sword. For a moment, not a single soul dared to step forward. But it didn't take long for more fools to come charging in. Too bad they could only deal 1 or 2 points of damage to me. I couldn't help but sneer inwardly. Is that it? That's all the damage you got? You're not even worthy enough to tickle me. Finally, after 20 minutes, my health bar was almost chipped away to nothing. But then, in an instant, my HP shot right back up to full. Because while I was slaughtering them, my experience points had already stacked up for a level up. Everyone was absolutely stunned. There's no way is this guy using some kind of bug? As I kept on my killing spree, the quest my mentor gave me was nearly finished. 15 minutes later, I finally wrapped up the task my mentor assigned to me. But I wasn't stopping yet. I was going to enjoy this massacre until I was satisfied. Besides, it's not like you guys can't just respawn. By now, the other players were totally losing their minds. This freak is actually leveling up by killing us. Realizing they were no match for me, they turned tail and fled in a total panic. Right then, a red system notification window popped up. A black exclamation mark flashed on the screen. I received a very ominous alert. My mentor was on the verge of being killed. I had to get there and back him up, fast. Left with no choice, I just had to run over and check it out. I mean, if my mentor kicks the bucket, I'm the one who'll have to pay the price. When I got there, I found him, facing off against some idiotic old geezer. But I never would have guessed that the old man in front of me was actually the same village chief who'd been giving me quests all along. Only now, his class was shown as a flame mage. Except for his title, everything else was just a row of question marks. My teacher just gave a dry little chuckle. You know, if you hadn't shown up, I might have actually stood a chance at winning. There's only one way out of this mess now. He has to secretly cast a teleportation spell to get us both out of here. But he needs me to hold that guy off for 20 seconds. I started cursing him outright then and there. What a selfish, deadbeat master. Right after that, a quest notification popped up. Help Daniel hold out for 20 seconds. I didn't waste a heartbeat and pulled out a scroll. Don't you dare move. Take one more step and I'm not being nice anymore. That old man looked like he was regretting every life choice right then. He probably realized he never should have given me that scroll in the first place. A split second later, I tore the scroll open without a hint of hesitation. A massive fireball roared straight toward the old man. This thing is powerful enough to deal 5 million points of damage. The fireball slammed right into him, a direct hit. He screamed and swore that he'd never let the two of us live this down. At that exact moment, Daniel's magic circle finally finished glowing. With a sharp whoosh, we vanished from the spot in an instant. Early the next morning, every single player in the game received a world notification. The Eastern Region adventurer, Yi Zhonghan Shui, has betrayed the faction of light. He has now defected to the evil dark faction. Anyone who manages to kill him will be rewarded with rare items and a unique hidden class. We'd been teleported right into the middle of the Gale Plains. I looked up and saw the same announcement floating in the sky. Well, I didn't expect to become this popular overnight. Guess I'm officially public enemy number 1 now. But then, my experience bar suddenly shot up by 100,000. That was the reward for saving Daniel's neck back there. On top of that, I even earned an S rank skill. Evil Trample. My level suddenly jumped all the way to level 14. The description for the Evil Trample skill says it involves stomping hard right on the enemy's face. It literally forces the opponent to kneel down at my feet. The cooldown time is exactly 1 minute. I feel like, even though the damage isn't that high, a skill with such a high level of humiliation is perfect for me. This skill is basically a legendary technique that had been lost for ages. He actually managed to find it by pure chance inside an ancient tomb. And who knows, maybe in the future, even a demon god will come to learn this move from him in person. 2 hours later, we arrived at the desolate lands. Daniel still needs 2 more days to fully recover his strength. So he gave me some potions and told me to go out and sharpen my skills on my own. Cooldown period. The info shows that this is a standard but rare and precious potion. After that, I took on a C rank quest to push myself and train harder. Once I accepted the quest, I charged straight into the territory where the demon lizards roam. Looking at these stats, aside from its health, its attack and defense aren't just a bit better than a level 12 monster. It is a full 3 times stronger than the Wolf King. At that moment, I really wanted to try out the Evil Trample skill. With a loud, heavy boom, I slammed my foot down. As expected, it dealt a massive amount of critical damage. While he was stunned for those 2 seconds, I went into a frenzy, slashing away at his body. The lizard was absolutely livid. It tried to snap its jaws and bite my leg. But to me, this lizard's damage is just pathetic. It couldn't even get close enough to bite me. Finally, the very moment that lizard charged, I ended its life with a single, decisive strike. Hours later, I had wiped out every single lizard in the area. Just then, a system notification popped up on my screen. What caught me off guard was that this person was actually Long Teng Wan Li. He reached out to me because he wanted to know if I'd sell my head for a bounty. I immediately chose to refuse. After all, I'm part of the dark faction now. If I get killed even once, my entire account could be gone for good. But in the very next second, he said something. He gave me a reason that I simply could not turn down. He's actually willing to pay 20 million for my account. I never expected that even this early in the game, the price would already reach 20 million. This means even if I completely ruin this account, 20 million is enough to make me rich for the rest of my life. I'd be at the top of the world. If it weren't for the Dark Swordsman's insane star rating, I might have actually considered selling it. But for now, I still turned him down. After hearing my answer, he warned me that if I didn't sell, others would just take me out, and I'd end up with nothing. Don't you worry about that, I told him. The bounty on my head is high for a reason. And there's a damn good reason for it. Just as he was about to leave, I quickly asked, wait, I've got a few pieces of gear here. You interested? After seeing the screenshots I sent, he offered 30,000 to take the whole lot. I agreed immediately. Then I told him to send a rogue in stealth to the barons to collect the items. But first he had to transfer the money. Once he agreed to my terms, I pulled out my longsword and prepared to grind more demon lizards for the quest. Lizards. By then, I finally reached level 15, just as I'd hoped. But just as I was celebrating, unexpectedly, my Dark Swordsman powers were awakened. I'd learned a new skill, Power of Death. This passive skill lets me recover 0.5% of my health every second when I'm out of combat. In the middle of a fight, it drops to 0.1%. To me, this is an absolute god-tier skill for kiting. I can recover 30% of my health in just 1 minute. If I can't win, I'll just run. In less than 4 minutes, I'll be back at full health and ready to fight again. At that moment, he called me. He told me the money had already been transferred. So, I sent him the location where I'd hidden the gear. After handling that, I set my sights on another demon lizard in the distance. An hour later, I had already killed 93 of them. But I was still a long way from the quest goal of 500. Just as I was about to take a break, all of a sudden, a piece of gear dropped right in front of me. Man, the drop rate in this game is way too low. I had to kill so many of those things before one finally dropped. These bronze tier sand boots are actually pretty decent. They increase my movement speed by 2%. Too bad the level requirement is 16. I'm still 1 level away from being able to put them on. Just as I was about to keep grinding for that level, my stomach started growling like crazy. I was so sucked into the game, I didn't even realize how much time had passed. So, I logged off right away to grab some food. After I'd eaten my fill and felt human again, I fired myself up and jumped back into the game, returning to the exact same spot. But I never expected that the second I loaded in, I'd get jumped by a demonized lizard. It landed a direct hit on me, and dealt over 1,000 damage. Seriously? I'm speechless. Since when do lizards fight this dirty? My health bar just got chunked by a fifth. But then, when I looked up, I realized this wasn't some ordinary mob. It's a bronze tier boss, the demonized Lizard King. It's level 20. with some seriously high attack and defense stats. A bronze tier boss, huh? I think I can take him. Besides, I only need one more level to wear my new gear anyway. Without a second thought, I drew my longsword and charged straight at him. The monster opened its bloody maw, ready to swallow my attack whole. But as I closed the distance, I slammed an evil trample right into his face. But I didn't expect him to only be suppressed for a mere 0.35 seconds. Right at that moment, the demonized lizard used a skill and coiled itself around me. Then, a system notification flashed. The demonized lizard king's deadly skin toxins will drain 50 of my health points every second. It's going to last for 10 seconds. Guess I can't be stingy with that potion Daniel gave me after all. Once my health was back up, I lunged at him again. This time, my longsword. It landed a solid blow right on its head. But it only dealt 500 points of damage. That single strike, however, completely enraged the beast. In a fit of fury, it spun around instantly, lashing out with its tail to attack. But I had already seen that move coming. I instantly swung my sword and sliced it clean in two. A few minutes later, with my constant damage output, I finally took down the bronze level boss. Immediately, silver coins burst out, covering the entire ground. But what I was looking forward to even more was seeing what kind of gear had dropped. Then, appearing right before my eyes, were a suit of armor and a magic staff. The armor's stats are actually pretty good, but it requires level 20 to equip. It's still a little too early for me to use it. As for the staff, its attack power is incredibly high. And it even comes with a lifesteal effect. Too bad I'm not a mage. So I immediately called up Long Teng Wan Li, telling him I've got some fresh loot over here. But since the level requirement is so high, no one in their guild can actually use it yet. So it only sold for 50,000. 100,000 in my pocket in just a few days. The potential of Eternal is just massive. I'm sure it'll bring in even more profit in the future. I'm almost done with the task my mentor gave me. I decided to keep grinding the rest of these lizards. After finishing them all off, I finally hit level 16, just like I wanted. Now I can finally put on those sand boots I just got. My gear is pretty much complete for now. I've got to keep pushing myself from here on out. Once I got back to reality, I realized it was already getting quite late. I was planning to just order some takeout. But then, a message popped up on my phone. It was from my best friend from college, Wang Kai, asking me to head out for some barbecue. We met up at our usual spot shortly after. As soon as we saw each other, he started teasing me. He even said he was going to set me up with a job. After chatting for a bit, I found out. I can't believe he actually wants me to turn pro in eternity. I mean, with my skills, pulling in a salary of over 10,000 a month would be a piece of cake. But this time I want to go solo. After chatting for a bit, Wang Kai had no idea I was already playing the game. So he immediately asked me what my in-game name was. He wanted to add me as a friend once he got back. But I can't really tell him right now. After all, the entire server has a bounty on my head. It's probably best to keep a low profile for a while. As soon as I finished eating, I hopped right back into the game. I headed straight to see my mentor, Daniel. He looked at me, looking a bit surprised. He didn't expect me to finish the quest he gave me so quickly. Honestly, I told him I grinded so hard I almost puked. But anyway, master, how about those rewards you promised? He slowly stood up and reached out, touching his finger to my forehead. Right then, a system notification popped up. Quest complete. I gained 25,000 experience points and a silver tier storage ring. With those 25,000 points, I successfully hit level 17. I can't believe he actually gave me a silver tier item. My inventory has expanded to 20 slots now. Then, I asked my mentor if he knew anything about adventurer talents. Now that you mention it, you adventurers only arrived on the continent of Eternity a few days ago. It's only natural that you haven't unlocked your talents yet. It makes sense that you're curious. Once your strength matches the average level of the locals, you'll be sent to a very special, hidden realm. There, you'll face a unique trial. Once you pass that trial, you'll have about 60 minutes to find the talent you're looking for. That actually surprised me. I didn't think we'd get that much time to choose. My mentor saw right through me. He told me that while the time seems generous, you'll most likely only come across total trash talents. For instance, my own talent is only C rank. It's called Potion Frenzy, and it helps me out when I'm brewing potions. Sometimes there's a small chance of getting double rewards. But I've heard that in the Light faction, the Sword God possesses a talent known as Sword Heart. It increases damage by 80% when using swords. Man, I'm so jealous of that. So, I asked out of curiosity, what rank does Sword Heart belong to? Is it S rank? In the entire Tianeng continent, the highest tier talents. Across the whole continent, those with double S rank talents are few and far between. It's already the best talent you can get. The same goes for skill ranks. For an average inhabitant, it usually takes 20 or 30 levels just to enter the talent realm. Once my confusion was cleared, Master raised his weapon and told me that I should now receive the protection of the demon god. This is exactly what I've been waiting for. Let's see what kind of special effect it has. To be able to replace the resurrection privilege that adventurers have. Then, my mentor placed the wand against my chest and began chanting a complex spell. The next moment, a strange change took over my body. My whole body seemed to be swallowed by pure darkness. At that very moment, the system notified me that I had gained the demon god's protection. And with it, the right to claim a title. Then, the system bestowed the title of the Fallen upon me. I rushed to open my menu to check its attributes. When I saw the status panel, I was completely blown away. Looking at the description, I never imagined this title would change me this much. My health pool, it's basically on par with a boss now. And with this title's bonus, all the health I gain from now on will be doubled. Normal players can basically cheat, since they can resurrect and respawn endlessly. They trade a level down for the chance to keep grinding and getting stronger. So the dark faction must balance that by making it incredibly hard to be killed. That's how they keep things fair. After the initial shock, I asked my mentor, where do we go from here? We can't just keep sleeping out in the wild forever, right? Now that my wounds are fully healed, there's no reason for me to hide or hold back anymore. Follow me. Actually, my identity is a lot more complicated than you might think. After that, he led me to Gloom City, a rank 1 city. I never expected my master to be the city lord here. He explained that he'd been in the position for less than 6 months. Very few people even know about it, and it was only by relying on the power boost from the city lord title that he had a chance to break through to the spirit rank. His answer only left me even more confused. My master was only at the dark gold rank back then. How could a boss like that take over a rank 1 main city? Based on the official intel, the strength required to capture a rank 1 city should be at least earth rank or higher. Just then, a swarm of skeleton grunts suddenly appeared. They hailed him as Lord City Lord, right in front of us. At the same time, a gold rank boss, an undead knight, also approached me. With my current level, I still couldn't see through his status panel. But what happened next really shocked me. The boss actually dropped to his knees before my master, respectfully calling him Lord City Lord. It looks like he's the Vice City Lord, even though my master is dark gold rank and has a gold rank boss under him. The Light faction is currently closing in on all fronts. Given the sheer strength of the Light faction NPCs, this might become the first rank 1 main city to fall. After chatting for a bit, my master introduced me as his new disciple. Hearing this, the undead knight said to me, I can faintly sense a terrifyingly evil aura coming from you. Your future potential is surely limitless. Once we were inside the castle, I asked my master, since this city is so close to the Light faction's territory, aren't you even a little bit worried? Of course I'm not worried. I am a necromancer. Death holds no fear for me. Getting a chance to be a city lord for once, I can die with no regrets. But come to think of it, strictly speaking, necromancers don't actually belong to the dark faction. That's why the higher-ups of the dark faction, necromancers, carry their own share of dread. They have no desire to see the horrors of the undead scourge repeat themselves. Every single creature on the Tianeng continent, who is still breathing, lives in absolute fear of the dead. That is why my death is inevitable. But I've already secured what I came for in this city. From here on, as long as I fulfill my purpose, death, it holds no terror for me. Of course, since I am your mentor, I will do everything in my power to help you before my time runs out. Right now, the factions of light and dark are sharpening their blades. The curtain of war is about to rise. Though, for the moment, they haven't officially turned on each other. This silence before the storm, it still lingers. Before the great disaster begins, I will push you to your limits. And since I hold the title of City Lord, I happen to have plenty of resources to help you grow. I never expected this bargain mentor I stumbled upon would actually be so sincere in teaching me. It honestly makes me wonder if he's a real person or just an NPC. After that, he gave me a fresh quest. Around the outskirts of Gloom City, wild rats corrupted by demonic energy have been appearing frequently. They keep attacking the skeleton patrols, and their numbers are growing fast. At the same time, I got a prompt asking if I wanted to accept the rat clearing quest. Something felt off, though. I mean, if these creatures are corrupted by demonic energy, shouldn't they belong to the dark faction? My mentor explained it to me. Beasts consumed by demonic energy lose their minds completely. They don't care what side you're on, they'll just fight blindly until they die. There are things that you aren't strong enough to know yet. But what you must understand is this. To the Light faction, a dark swordsman is like a thorn in their side. Once you're on the radar of the truly powerful, you'll lose your chance to ever grow strong. So, I accepted the rank B quest. My objective was to kill 500 wild rats. But after searching outside the city for ages, I couldn't find a single one. Luckily, a skeleton soldier showed me where to go. In the southern part of the city, there's a huge swarm of wild rats gathering. Following the guide's directions, I actually found them in a narrow alleyway. There were countless demonized wild rats, all huddled together. After checking their status panels, I saw their levels were actually 22, and their damage isn't low, either. Plus, if you pull aggro on just one rat, At least 100 of them will swarm you all at once. Just as I was trying to figure out how to handle them, those guys suddenly turned tail and bolted. At that exact moment, a system prompt told me that the rats, by instinct, had sensed the hidden evil aura inside me. What the hell? Seriously? So this weird, evil aura can actually be useful in a situation like this? Just as I was about to catch up to them, I activated Evil Trample and crushed several of those rats instantly. Since they're choosing to run, they aren't a threat to me at all. For the next hour, it was totally worth it. Whatever, they can't touch me anyway. After 2 hours of hard grinding, the first item finally dropped. I checked the stats and saw it needs level 20 to equip. So I'll just keep it in my inventory for now. Suddenly, a system-wide announcement blared. Congratulations to player God's Forbidden Zone from the North American server. For obtaining the B-rank talent, Agility. As the first adventurer to unlock a talent, you receive a bonus reward. Talent rank increased by 1. Reputation plus 10,000, and 10 free attribute points. Damn, someone already got a talent? There really are some absolute monsters among these players. While I was still processing that, another system alert popped up. Attention, adventurer, because of your massive slaughter of demonized rats, you have enraged the silver tier boss, the demonized Rat King. A second later, right from under the ground, a massive rat burst out. Its defense is decent, but its attack power? That is just straight up insane. I can't even see its level or skills. It has to be way beyond my current level. But for a silver tier boss, I already missed out on the first time talent reward. So the loot for the first kill of a silver tier boss? I am not letting anyone else snatch that away from me. Just as the Rat King lunged at me in a total fury, I used Wicked Stomp right on its head, triggering a 0.2 second suppression effect. The damage I dealt didn't even make a scratch on its defense. And right at that moment, the Rat King sank its teeth into me, instantly wiping out half of my HP. That damage is seriously ridiculous. Luckily, I have my title bonuses. Without them, my old health pool wouldn't have stood a chance. I followed up with a heavy slash, dealing 1,000 points of damage, after a grueling hour of combat. Normally, when a boss's health drops down to half, it is bound to unleash a massive skill. I had better keep it steady and stay cautious. Just as I expected, the Rat King suddenly opened its massive maw and let out a piercing, ear-splitting screech. Swarms of rats suddenly started crawling frantically out of the ground. A sea of black bodies completely boxed me in. The summoned rats edged closer to me, sizing me up, but once they caught that same wicked aura from before, they turned tail and scrambled back into the cracks in the ground where they were hiding. What we did not see coming was that even the Rat King, just like those other rats, was in a desperate panic to get back underground. Then, a system notification popped up. The wicked aura you carry and your overwhelming power have struck terror into the demonized Rat King. Because of this, it has chosen to flee. So I immediately grabbed his tail and followed him deep underground. That boss took me forever to wear down, and I wasn't about to let this first kill slip away. You really think I'd let you just escape that easily? I was planning to keep going, with the original plan to drain his health. But then I noticed that as he got close to the aura deep behind him, his health actually started to regenerate. I can feel a massive surge of power coming from right there. This has to be the source of it all. When I checked the system pop-up, I saw its name is the Purple Lightning Gem. Just then, my body. A system notification popped up. Due to the radiation from the Purple Lightning Gem, the dark power within me has been briefly awakened. All attributes increased by 1000%. For 1 minute, this sudden explosion in my stats totally caught me off guard. I immediately charged straight at the Rat King, eager to test out this newfound power. After just a few quick slashes, I took down the demonic Rat King standing before me. Every single hit was dealing over 20,000 damage. Once the boss was dead, the experience points pushed me up to level 19. And since I'm the first player to ever defeat a silver tier boss, I received 1,000 points of reputation and 20 free attribute points, plus an item that can upgrade any skill ranked B or lower by 1 level, no strings attached. This actually caught me by surprise. I didn't think there'd be an item that could level up low tier skills like that. After I defeated the boss, every player on the server got a world announcement about Yi Zhong Hanshui taking down a silver tier boss. They were all completely shocked. After all, a level 30 boss isn't something a bunch of low-level players like them could ever dream of beating. Then, I walked over to the Rat King's corpse, wanting to see what kind of gear it dropped. But then another system notification rang in my head. My talent trial begins in exactly 3 minutes. To have the best possible shot at getting a top-tier talent, I immediately used the power of favor I just earned. After thinking it over for a moment, I decided to upgrade my dark swordsmanship by 1 level. Right after that, I got the notification. The upgrade was a success. Now, dark swordsmanship has evolved into the art of slaughter. The effect boosts my base attack by 200 and increases my overall attack power by 20%. On top of that, I get an extra 50% boost to my attack speed. This skill is honestly just ridiculously overpowered. My current attack ceiling was only around 200 points, but the stats from this one passive skill alone literally doubled my attack power instantly. Then, my eyes fell on the purple lightning gem sitting right there in front of me. Checking the data panel, I realized it could give a massive, short-term boost to a person's potential. The only catch is, it only lasts for 1 minute. Once I picked it up, I was shocked to see it's actually an A- rank item. And it even has 2 uses left. I couldn't help but feel a bit overwhelmed by my luck. Man, if only I could take this gems 10 times. A tribute boost into the talent trial with me. Suddenly, the trial began. A prompt appeared, telling me I have 10 minutes to take down the enemy. If I pull it off, my talent selection range will be bumped up to C rank. But what I didn't expect was this. The monster standing right next to me is just a level 1 common mob. Sure, my level was dropped down to level 1 too, which seemed risky. But it looks like the system rewards, like, the fallen, and, the brave. And even my free attribute points can be brought in here after all. As for those points, I dumped every single one of them into my attack power. The very next second, I shattered the monster in front of me with a single kick. Just like that, the system notified me that the challenge was a success. Next, a skeleton soldier spawned right before my eyes. If I win this one, my talent range goes up to B rank. This skeleton soldier is level 10, and the system scaled my level up to 10 to match. It seems like in these trials, both sides are kept at the same level, at the very least. I threw a punch straight at the skeleton soldier, only to see it completely fall apart from just that one hit. That strike really boosted my confidence. I'm dying to see with the growth of a dark swordsman, and the massive buffs from the art of slaughter, just how far I can go. I wonder what level of talent will I eventually end up with? Then, appearing right there in front of me was a level 20 demonized wild wolf.